All right, we're going to take a look at some linear application problems here. So taking those linear applications we have and applying them to some real life situations. The first one says at the end of the day, Jeff found that the total cash register receipts at the motel where he works were $286.20. This included sales tax of 8%. So we need to find the amount of tax. So we have the total that was paid, tax and everything, and we need to take out what the tax is. So the total would be equal to whatever the cost of the items or rooms or whatever it was is, plus however much tax was paid. So remember, this is what we're going to be looking for here, is the amount of tax paid. Now, we know the total cost was $286.20. We don't know the cost, and we don't know how much tax was paid, but we do know that the tax was 8%, or 0.08 times whatever the cost was. So if I combine those together, because we've got like terms there, I get 1.08x equals 286.20. Then, of course, I need to divide both sides by 1.08. Which is going to end up getting me, once I divide that, x equals 265. And so that's the amount before tax. Then to figure out tax, again, we're looking back up here. I need to do 8/100ths times that 265. So tax equals 8/100ths times 265. That was our value for x. And when you multiply that together, you get $21.20. Of course, you might be thinking, well, wait, there's other ways I could do that, and you're absolutely right. You could also take the total and subtract 265 from it, and you should get that tax amount as well. All right, let's look at number 2. Louise got scores 80 and 78 on her first 2 tests. What score must she make on her third test to keep an average of 80? So we want to know what's the lowest she can make to get an average of 80. So we'll set that up as an inequality. That means we're looking for an average. So that means we're going to take however many tests there are and take those scores, add them together, and divide it by the number of tests. So I have a score of 88. Score is 78. So right now, it should be good on the tests. Average is over 80. And whatever that third test ends up being, we'll divide it by 3. And we need whatever that is to be greater than or equal to 80. So the way we'll do this, if I have those two added together, 88 plus 78 gives me 166. That's still plus x. What I'll also do is multiply both sides times 3. That way, those cancel out, and I get 240 over here. Then all I've got to do is subtract 166 from both sides to get x greater than or equal to 74. So, you put that in a statement. You've got to make greater than 74 on that last test in order to have an average of 80 or above. And let's look at this third one up here. Couple wishes to rent a car for one day while on vacation. Ford Car Rental wants $15 a day and 14 cents per mile, while Chevy for a day wants $14 a day and 16 cents per mile. After how many miles would the price to rent the Chevy exceed the price to rent the Ford? Okay, in problems like this, we want to know when the price exceeds it. But you can think of this as if you're looking at deals, buying groceries or buying other things, deciding between two brands, or when you have a percentage off at different places, do similar things like this. So let's see. First, I've got my base cost. So Chevy was $14 a day. Ford was $15 a day. Then I have 16 hundredths a mile. And then I have 14 hundredths a mile. So I'll take and adjust those. Which means I'm going to subtract 14 hundredths from both sides, and I'll subtract 14 from both sides. What I should get there is 2 hundredths times however many miles is greater than 1. Then, putting it in a calculator, you could divide by that 2 hundredths, or you could take and change it into a fraction. 2 hundredths right there. Multiply the 1 times 100 and divide by 2. Either way, you should get that m is greater than 50. So basically, in one day, if they drive more than 50 miles, getting the Chevy is going to be better than the Ford. Of course, that depends on whether or not your Ford breaks down or not. All right, that's the first half of those notes problems. So we will look at the next half a little later.